Hey everybody, it's Kim Danke coming to you live from my church. I just finished up teaching. Well, actually, all we did was listen to a video tonight by Priscilla Shirer, but discerning the voice of God. So I just finished up in there and just came down here to the prayer office and I'm doing the Bible study. The fast track lesson. So we're doing fast track lap number 4 tonight. And those of you who are on Facebook, please take a second to say hello. Let us know that you're here. Give us a few hearts, a few likes. I absolutely love it when our members pop on and say where you're from, how much weight you've lost, and just encourage other people. So if you don't know what Shibboleth is, personally, I call it a weight management system. This is the absolute best thing I have ever found for managing weight, managing health, because weight and health do go hand in hand as much as people don't really want to talk about that. So you have come across a video tonight, if you don't know what this is, about a management system for weight loss. We teach you the things that you need to know, but then we support you and give you all the tools and resources that you need. You can currently get a membership for $79. Yes, that's it. $79. And that is a lifetime membership. That is not monthly. That is not annually. That is a current special for our founder's birthday this month for $79. Okay. So make sure you go ahead and grab that at Shibboleth, SHIBBOLETH deals.com, shibbolethdeals.com. And where it says, how did you hear about Shibboleth? Please take a second to write in the first and last name of the person that told you about Shibboleth. We like to thank our members for that. So thank you so much for being with me. Let's see who's on Facebook. On Facebook, hey, Tammy King, I'm so glad you're here. Good to hear from you. Good to hear from you. Okay, let's see who's in the Zoom room with us. In the Zoom room, please set your chat to everyone. Thank you, Michelle Harper, for setting your chat to everyone. And guess what? Michelle Harper was just on the Bible study with me too. So thank you for Zooming with me all night, Michelle. Hey, Lisa, glad you're here. And Candace and Sue, so glad that you are here. And if look right next to your name in the chat box, and if it doesn't say everyone, click that little option and change it to everyone. Okay. Hey, Cheryl, glad you're here. And I'm happy that you're happy to be here. Makes me happy. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to have a look at lap 4. I just like to uncheck those boxes because if you're brand new, when you first get to lap 4, then your boxes will not be checked. And just to kind of have a moment where I let everyone know how this works, I just want to take that moment, okay? I see a lot of confusion, just all of a sudden, a lot of confusion on the Facebook groups that people don't know that these laps exist. Well, I'm not sure how that happens because in your welcome email, it sends you directly to this page when you click there. If y'all are wondering, if y'all have any insight, please message me as to how people are missing the laps. But what they're doing is just watching those 14 little videos and thinking they're finished. And you know what? If you watch the 14 little videos, that's a great start and you actually will have no problem getting started. But what all this other stuff is just us helping you shorten your learning curve on utilizing our website because it is a very robust and full of information website, and we just want to make sure that you know how to use it. Awesome, Michelle. I'm glad to hear that. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so just as a reminder, this is a little tutorial that you can watch right here, but that will quickly and succinctly explain what you're doing right here. And then when you get to one of the things that you want to do, you simply hover your mouse over the task and a black box that's going to pop up. You read that pop up. Yes, yes, Sue. There is a lot to see. And honestly, I like people to know that you don't have to do all this stuff to get started. But if you want to make use of all of the resources, you might want to join us and listen to all of this so that you can really have your best adventure in this nutritional adventure that you're on now. If you're on a phone or an iPad or something, you just lightly touch that information I with your finger and the black box will pop up. All right. So in order to add foods to a grocery list, you must have a grocery list created first. If you shop at multiple stores, this is a good time to create a grocery list for each store. So why do I explain that you have to create a grocery list for? Because when I was playing around in the food library and I'm like clicking, because there is a box in the food library that says add to grocery list. So I was clicking it and there was no grocery lists for me to add anything to. So I figured out you have to make a grocery list first so that you have one available in your drop-down menu to choose. So what we're going to do is just create a grocery list. We're going to click here. Now, when you are no longer in Fast Track, you actually won't access most things through the Fast Track laps. Everything else is in these beautiful colored tabs up there. So when you need to get to your grocery list in the future, or the food library, or the recipe library, or the restaurant guide, or void replacements, or grocery store search, all those things, they're going to be right here in this green tab. This is going to be one of your favorite tabs to explore. If you're on Facebook, please take a second to hit the share button for me. That would be awesome. Just let this information get out there. Somebody will go, what's this? And start watching it. Okay, so right here, here's all my grocery lists that I have previously created. Look, I even made a grocery list called Might Want to Try. Why did I create a grocery list that called that? Because when I'm in the food library randomly looking at things, I thought, I might want to try that. But it's not something that I necessarily need for the purpose of the week. And so I just throw it in my might want to try. I have all the ice creams in the entire food library in my ice creams grocery list. I know it's kind of silly, but I do. And then just for the fun of it, I made grocery lists that are named specific recipes. And that way I can just pull up that grocery list. I could pull up the recipe too, but I can just pull up that grocery list. To create a new grocery list, you simply click this green button right here that says add grocery list. Hey, Melanie, I'm glad you're on here with me. Okay, so you just pick a date. I'm going to pick the date, and I haven't done Kroger in a while. Let me click the Kroger one, and there we go. See, I've got Kroger. So previous weeks, I've done Ingles, and I've done Publix and all that kind of stuff. That's all. We're going to come back over here and check that box. That just means that you've done that one. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to add a food item from the food library to a grocery list. And that's going to be really simple. So it says, for practice, pick any food item from the food library and add it to one of your grocery lists. Adding a food item to the grocery list can be done from two places. In the food listing, it's the last button to the right of the food item, or once you've opened up the food listing, there'll be a button that's green that looks like a list that you can click there. So there's two places. So what I'd like for you to do is I would like to look up the first three items that y'all throw at me, not recipe type things, but just random, simple food items. Y'all, the first three, we're going to look them up. We're going to look at all the description and all the details of it, and we're going to add it to our food list. So whether I capture these three, okay, I got cheese, I got milk. Ooh, we got some dairy people right here. Who else? One more. We'll do cheese, milk, and the next one that I see. I got cheese and milk. All right, maybe somebody will put one in there and we'll see it in just a second. Okay, so I'm going to click here and it's going to take me to the food library. All right, and sandwich meat. Okay, that's what I'm going to look up. Cheese, milk, and sandwich meat. I got my three. So seriously, all I have to do is go into that search bar and put in cheese. So now I'm going to generate a list of cheese. Sorry, there was a little spider that fell down from the sky. Now, it took a minute to pull up all the things with cheese, because if it's even got cheese in the name of it, then it pulled it up. So basically, that's a lot of stuff right there that just has the word cheese in it. So what I'm going to do, I would like to narrow this down. See, I can hit show more and it's going to bring up even more. So see, I could keep going. It's going to pull up even more. So there's a lot of things that just have some cheese in it. So just to make this list smaller, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do -3 to -1 and hit set, because I want my list to be small at first. I can always expand it. Okay, so it made my list much, much smaller. Now, I'm not sure what type of cheese, Cheryl, that you were looking for, but if it's not here, hey, Christine, glad you're here. If it's not here, then you could look it up in a different way. Here's the fat-free cottage cheese. Okay, so she's looking for slices. So sometimes, let's see if we can look up cheese slices. Sometimes though, Cheryl, it requires putting in a brand name. Oh, but look right here, cheese slices. Look at all of those. And we've got the Sargento reduced fat provolone cheese slices. There's several Sargento, the ultra thin 40s. And then we've got Velveeta cheese slices. But what I'm not seeing here is like the fat-free cheeses. So let's look up fat-free cheeses. Let's see if it pulls up like this. And sometimes you do have to play around, but you know what? When you play around and you heart things that you like, then it'll work out. Okay, so there's Borden fat-free American cheese singles. These are my favorite. There's Borden fat-free pepper jack cheese singles. I've had those, but I'm not a fan just because I'm not a heat kind of person. There's look right there, fat-free sliced cheese. It's really any fat-free sliced cheese will work. Now you'll notice there's a 0 on the weight loss meter for these. Not going to help you, not going to hurt you. But let's click right here on just fat-free sliced cheese. Well, they got a picture of the Borden there. Look what category it shows up in. It shows up in the category 1 lean protein. But on Monday night, we also saw that you could use this cheese up to a condiment. In fact, let me do this real quick. I just want to see something. And I double check things a lot. I'm going to click right here. Yes, right there. Do you see how it said condiment right there as well? Lisa, let me just tell you, Lisa's asking, is it more important to get fat-free or sugar-free when looking for items? I never trust. I don't buy anything if I haven't already found it in the food library. So I never just go, oh, this is fat-free, let me get it. Oh, this is sugar-free, let me get it. I don't buy it or use it if I haven't found it in the food library. But honestly, I would say that it's more important to get sugar-free. If we were just looking, I would say that. But for sure, even if it's got fat in it, you don't want to eat it with energy, carbs, fruit, or superfoods. But to tell you the truth, I don't buy anything, Lisa, that I haven't already verified will work, or if it's in the food library. So right here, this is a lean protein and a condiment. 3 to 4 slices as a category 1. So if you're making a grilled cheese, you could get this, which is a category 1, and you could get a category 2 bread, and you've got a 1+2, which is a great meal. One thing I just want to say to you as well, we're so used to putting stuff next to meals and stuff. Whenever I eat a sandwich, I honestly don't need chips and other things next to my meal anymore. I figured that out. Hey, Michelle. Yes, Michelle, this will be uploaded to lap 2 of Fast Track, where it says watch the 7 nightly webinars. You'll be able to see it. When I did this with 4 slices, y'all, that cheese was running all over the place. You really don't need 4. And if you happen to like some sandwich meat in there, what I do is I take 2 slices of, I like the Sara Lee 45 calorie. So I'll take 2 slices, I spray it with, I can't believe it's not butter spray, and I lay it flat on the griddle. I'll put 1 slice of fat-free cheese and 1 slice of fat-free cheese. Hey, Angelia, glad you're here. And then I will take some approved turkey meat, deli meat, because that's what I like. I like turkey. And so I put it in there and just let it melt the cheese. Well, then I'll flip it over and just heat up the side that's got the meat in it too, and get it all nice and warm. And then I put it together as a sandwich. And believe me, a sandwich fills me up. I don't really need that side. But you can have it if you want it, or 1 slice as a condiment. And then you come down here and there's a description there. I'm not going to read that tonight so that we can play in the recipe library in just a second. But look at all of these recipes. See, if you're ever looking for a recipe that goes with a specific food item, go to the food library, look up the food item, and then scroll down here and you'll see all of the linked recipes, which is great. So if you think I want to get this item, to add this to your grocery list, you just click there. We're going to pick that Kroger list. Now, honestly, I would have to add that to my Publix list because Kroger doesn't carry this. I find this at Ingles or at Publix. Okay, the next thing we're going to look up is milk. So I know that milk is a major, let's see, I bought Fairlife milk, low fat milk with 50% less sugar tonight. I love milk so much. It's one of my weaknesses. Okay, I don't want to give you the bad news, but I have to. Okay, I don't know about that milk. I don't know if that one will work. We need to be buying fat-free Fairlife. So if it wasn't the fat-free Fairlife, it's probably not that. My husband loves milk too, Lisa, and milk, whole milk, is nothing but fat storage in a jug. Fat storage in a jug, because it's full of sugar, and sugar elevates your blood sugar. Your pancreas secretes insulin, and it's going to go capture all the fat that's in it. So I'm sorry, Lisa, but we will find you some other things to work out. Look, I'm going to click on milk right here. There's a whole category on milk. Now, if you have a Kroger near you, I buy the Kroger Carb Master milk. You're welcome, Lisa. I buy the Kroger Carb Master. They've got chocolate flavored, vanilla flavored, and regular flavored, which I really like. So that's this one right here. So if I know that I want to get this one and it's in this list and I know I don't need to open this list up, that's where I click add to grocery list right there. I can add the grocery list. Now you'll notice right here that almond milk is approved. There's a blue diamond almond milk, the unsweetened. There's Califia Farms unsweetened almond milk. Oh, look, there's the Fairlife 2% reduced fat, including chocolate. But I want to open it up and look at it, Lisa. There's Fairlife Ultra Filtered Skim Milk with 0% fat. Oh, that's Canada, because we have a lot of Canada people. Let's look at this one, though, Lisa. Do you see right here? This is a category 4 protein plus fat, and you'd want to use it as such. Where the other ones, Lisa, are a lean protein. You might want to have that submitted just to have a look at it, because I don't see the 1% one in here. Yeah, I don't see the 1% one in here. So just so put it in the Shibboleth Fixed It group and let Kim Shibboleth have a look just to be sure. Yeah, Gloria, fat storage in a jug. Travis says exercise on a plate for chicken and broccoli, and I say fat storage in a jug for whole milk, and really 2% too. It's not much better. Okay, so if you want to get one of these milks, you just simply add it to your little grocery list. You can just click the add to grocery list button. Okay, and that was the point of us looking at that. Here's the thing though, if you are eating phase 1 cereal, you can actually have any approved milk with it. But if you're eating a phase 2 cereal, you must only have fat-free Fairlife or Kroger Carb Master. All right. Okay, so now we're going to look up sandwich meat. Oops, I put sandwich meat. So we've got all of this here. Okay, thank you. So there's Buttig chicken, Lunchmate oven roasted turkey breast, Welshire. There's a whole bunch of Welshire and Worthington, and I've really never even heard of those. Okay, so we mentioned boar's head specifically on Monday night. So we know that's a very lean deli meat. So you can look that up. There's all your boar's head stuff right there. So you'd know which one to use. But let's say that you like Pepperidge Farm. Is that Pepperidge Farm? I'm not sure I spelled that right, but obviously not. Let's look up Oscar Mayer. So if you already buy a deli meat, just go ahead and look it up. That's what I did when I first started Shibboleth. I just took all my food from my pantry, all my food from my fridge, looked it all up and see if it works. Okay, there's all kinds of Oscar Mayer stuff. The carving board, the Deli Fresh, all of those. And if you want to add some of those to your grocery list, you just click add a grocery list. Now, if you want to make sure that it's the best of the best, what I would do is come down here and at least do, for this deli meat, you might want to do -2, -3, make your list small, and then you can expand it if you want to. Lori, I always want to give extra letters in Pepperidge. Look, there's still a big list. There's still a big list. So that's awesome. So just kind of look up the brand that you're used to for sandwich meat. Okay, so we added a couple of those things to the grocery list. So after you've added some food items to the grocery list, just check the box. So y'all can see this is kind of homeworky, all right? And then we're going to familiarize ourselves with the recipe library. But before we do that, I want to read this one right here, okay? We're gonna look at this one first. Add a recipe to the grocery list. Want to read that first because as we explore the recipe library tonight, I'm just going to add some to it. And I just want you to know that I'm going to be doing that. This is so cool. Each recipe required ingredient can be added to a grocery list with the click of a button. Once the recipe has been opened, click the green Add to Grocery List button. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. But now we're going to familiarize ourselves with the recipe library. So we're going to search the recipe library, or you are on your own when you do this, for your favorites. This is a database built by our Shibboleth family. As you are exploring, please heart each recipe you think you might like to try. Hearting the recipe adds it to your personal favorites, which can be found in your My Journal tab or the My Favorites tab in the recipe library. Okay, so we're going to click here. We're going to the recipe library. Now, just to let you know, you see these beautiful pictures? Look, fried cheese sticks, MCT gravy, spinach chips, blueberry cobbler, basil lime grilled chicken, crock pot Italian chicken, Parmesan yogurt chicken, stuffed French toast. If any of those things sounded good to you, write them down. The reason you write them down is once you say, I want to make these fried cheese sticks, and you click there, you're at fried cheese sticks, okay? But if you think, oh, I want to go back and see that strawberry stuffed French toast, it's gone. These pictures change every time you come back to this page. So if you saw something that you liked, write it down. So like, for example, this one, 5-minute strawberry fluff salad. hamburger steak, and so forth. So if you see one there that you think you might want to try, you need to write it down because those pictures change. And what you'd be able to do is you'd be able to go right here into the search bar and you'd be able to look that one up if you wrote it down. Okay, so I want to start off by showing some things over here in the top right-hand corner. See that button, my favorites? So anytime you heart a recipe, it'll go into your personal favorites. That's where it's found in the recipe library. But when you go to my journal, you also will find your favorite recipes along with your favorite foods in your journal. And then if you want to add a new recipe, you can click it right there. It asks you to enter the ingredients and all of those details. And we'll let you know if it'll work or not. And Kim Shibboleth will look it over for you. One of the best things to do, though, is to enter it in the way that you think will work with the right foods. And y'all might even start a discussion about that on the Shibboleth Fixed It group to kind of get it in order, and then you could go in there and add the new recipe. Well, I like this button right here called filters. Now, not every recipe in the recipe library is tagged with a filter because this filter feature came later, and we tag all the new ones, and then Kim will go back and tag some older ones as we have a chance. But just know that not every one is separated out into a filter. But let's click the filter and you can choose cooking for 1 to 2 people, cooking for the family, crock pot recipes, few ingredients, and no bake. So those are all options. And let's say that you wanted to do a crock pot recipe. So we click crock pot and see how it's green now. We know that that has been generated. And I wasn't a happy clicker. Okay. I let it generate the list. Then I'm going to take this and I just want to see, let me just see which ones are going to be the negative numbers, which are better for weight loss. And it's going to search that for me. And I can even click right up here where it says weight loss meter. I can click there and it'll put them all in order for me. See, look, now I've got all the -3 ones. I've got all the -2 and everything in order. And these crock pot ranch pork chops, 807 people have also said they liked it, and they've given it a 5 rating. So that's probably going to be a really, really good one to try. So let's just go ahead and click this one. And you could print it. What's really nice about printing is that you can like 3-hole punch them, put them in a binder. Then we come down here and here's your ingredients. It's only a can of cream of chicken soup, the 98% fat-free, a packet of ranch dressing mix, and 1 to 2 pound package of center cut pork loin chops. And there's your recipe, your directions. And this is your serving notes. It's a category 1 and a condiment. So you could add a 2 to it. Or you can have it by itself. And then if you come down below, look at all the notes that are there. You can read those. Those notes are helpful. So you can read all of that. And you can even put your own note there if you feel like other people need to know something. Or if you want to just give the confirmation that you like it, you can do that. This one's been around a long time, since 2014. Now, if you want to add this to your grocery list, you click this button right here. You choose the grocery list and you click add. Everything that is needed to make this is going to be added to your grocery list. This is awesome. So I'm going to go back to the recipe library, the main page, and see how those pictures changed again. And I'm going to continue looking at the way this page is laid out. So if you're looking at this on a phone, you're going to see this version right here. Okay, you'll see the different types and everything. It's just like a cookbook is separated into sections. This is also separated into sections. We're just calling it types. So appetizer, breakfast, condiments, desserts, divine day recipes, and stuff like that. What a divine day is it's a type of a little bit more advanced day that you can learn about later. There's main dish, there's side dish, and we even have one called 99% of ingredients can be found at Walmart. That way you're not having to go all over the place to find your supplies. And then there's one for vegetarian. So if you're vegetarian, you can click right there. But in the center of this page, if you're looking at it on a computer, you've got your section, but then you also have every single recipe item that's in that section just listed right underneath it. And then if you continue to scroll down, you would eventually get to breakfast and all the things that have been tagged with breakfast and so forth. And then over here on the right-hand side are all of the things that have been recently added. And if you are a big, let me go into the recipe library and see what's there. Awesome, Kim. We're glad you're getting started. That's wonderful. Then you can come in here and say, ooh, what got added recently? And you can come in there and click these things. Look at this. Let's see, Brenda's homemade turkey or pork sausage. So it's 96% lean ground turkey or pork, and then 4 tablespoons of Legs custom pork blend sausage seasoning, blend number 10. Well, I like that. That's pretty specific. You learn how to make that because it's typically the seasoning that makes sausage taste like sausage, right? And so they even give you some description that can be frozen for quick use. So this is a nice little thing. There's Brenda Mayfield. I know her. So we can come down here, and if we want to add this to our grocery list, you can add it to Kroger. Now, I'm kind of curious right now. I'm thinking, where do you get this Legs Old Plantation pork sausage seasoning? I've never heard of it. I don't know. I'm not a big chef, though, so that might be the reason. So I clicked there. Do you see that, what I did? I clicked there from the recipe. It took me to the food library so that I could see this item. I'm going to come down below and I'm going to see somebody has said they found it at ShopRite. Now, if I don't have a ShopRite near me, don't really want to deal with trying to find that. Look, I could go on Amazon and buy it from Amazon. Tells you that it's a freebie, a spice and a seasoning, 1 tablespoon would be the amount. And there's some other, look, there's some other recipes that include that. Let's click on that crock pot breakfast casserole. Okay, so we got this crock pot breakfast casserole. All of those items in there and so forth. And if you want to add this to your food library, your recipe library, you just click add to the grocery list. Okay, so I'm going to I think I'll have time to do 3. If you'll throw out there 3 things that you're wanting to know about, like try to find a recipe for it. Sometimes people will say, I need a recipe for something. They'll post like, oh, do you think we could make this? Well, always look it up in the recipe library to see if we have something similar, because it may have been that we were taking that particular item and making the version that we did. Okay, chili and chicken and dumplings. Okay, I got those 2. One more. I'll take one more. Omelet. Okay, so we're going to look up chili. Now, chili, there's also, Cheryl, there's also approved, canned chili and stuff like that. And you would just look that up in the food library. But if you're looking to make a recipe, like use your own beans and own meat and all that, that's where you'd come into here. So you've got approved chili. This is actually found in main dish, soups and salads, and the 99% of ingredients can come from Walmart. It's a -1 on the weight loss meter, and 155 people have hearted it. So that's good. But if I want to just see this in a little bit more organized way, I'm going to click this weight loss meter box. I like for things to be organized. So I'm going to click that box and let it generate. Okay. Now, some of these don't have a weight loss meter on them. If you're curious, you can just ask us. But we got this crock pot chicken green chili. We've got funky chili. It's a -2. Okay. So those are the -2 and -3. And we're kind of looking at, like, a lot of these chilies are a category. a -1 on the weight loss meter. Let's come down here. And I'm going to slide on over to the next page because there was another page of those. Look, we're going to look right here. This one, 414 people have said they like that. That's the Wendy's Copycat chili. So let's go ahead and click there. And then you got, your list of foods, your dark red kidney beans, light red kidney beans, pinto beans, stewed tomatoes, tomato sauce, green pepper, McCormick original chili seasoning, 96% lean ground beef, and 2 onions diced. You've got your directions and your serving notes. So this is a 6, which is a superfood, and it's a lean protein, which is category 1, and it's a fibrous carb, and it's a category 2. And you can have 1 to 1.5 cups as a serving. You can eat it alone or with a category 2. If I was eating this with a category 2, I would not do 1.5 cups of the chili. I would do like 1 cup of the chili with a category 2. Now I don't see, oh, the pepper right there. The pepper is the category 2. Now, I don't like green peppers, so see, I wouldn't want to put that in there. And if you know that you're leaving something out, you want to make sure that that's not affecting the recipe itself. Now, personally, I like all the colored bell peppers. You can switch out bell peppers, but if I was leaving it out altogether, I'd want to be aware of that. Just make sure it still worked. And 6 and 1 with a condiment is still an approved combination. I would just look over at my combination chart, and if it works, it works. Now, one thing I love about the recipes is that there's layer after layer of learning here. We don't leave anything to chance. We don't just write 1 15-ounce can of dark red kidney beans. We link it. We link it. That way, if you go, I don't even know what that is, like I did on that little seasoning packet, I clicked there and I could see it. So we've just got layer after layer of education. This one is marked in Cooking for the Family, and it's marked for no bake. And I actually have had this and it's really good. So I'm going to do that. If I want to add these foods to my grocery list, I just click right there and I've added that to my grocery list. All right. So now we're going to look up chicken, and actually I'm just going to put in chicken because it'll find it. And just don't be a happy clicker. You see how it's having to generate the list because there's a lot with chicken. But if you're a happy clicker, what happens is you just slow down the process of it finding what it needs to. Well, there we go. Number 1 carb quick, chicken and dumplings. 431 people have marked that they like that. It's a -1 on the weight loss meter. Let's go ahead and click that. If you do not have carb quick yet, I highly suggest that you go ahead and get that. If you go into our little store, which is right there, if you click on store right there, you can type in carb quick, but what I would get in the beginning to help you with recipes is I would get our recipe starter kit. Recipe starter kit. That is going to include carb quick, the zero drag MCT oil, and ghee butter. And if you just go ahead and have those things at your house, when you're looking through this, a lot of times you know how it is when you go, well, dang, I could make that recipe if I just had this ingredient. And it's just an ingredient that you haven't bought before. If you go ahead and have those at the house, which are typical for recipes on Shibboleth, then you're ready and prepared to have those staples at the house. So you can get that in the recipe starter kit. So right here, you would get a pound of cooked shredded chicken breast, ghee butter, poultry seasoning, water, 2 cups of chicken broth. Now I'd get fat-free myself. 1 can of fat-free or reduced fat cream of chicken soup. There's your directions. That gives you a description if you need any help in making that. This is a 1 and a 2 and a condiment. So it's a lean protein, a fibrous carb. What part of this is fibrous carb? Let's go up there and look. It's the carb quick. That is absolutely amazing. The carb quick is the fibrous carb. Can you imagine things that look like biscuits is a fibrous carb if you pick the right item? This is why Shibboleth is just swapping things around to help you, but you still get the same yummy things. And I see this one posted all the time with comments of family favorite. Ooh, I made this. I rocked tonight's dinner because look what I made, and it's this one. So I sent this one to my daughter today. She was wanting to make chicken and dumplings, and she got herself some carb quick today. And then look down here. There's people questioning things. I would read that before I make it. But if you want that, you can just add it to your grocery list. And now an omelet, You know, I don't even think I need to look up omelet, but I'm going to put in there. I'm going to see. Just the reason I say that, Sue. Okay, here's an egg white spinach omelet, and here is a fat burning green veggie omelet. Well, let's look at this egg white spinach omelet. Now, just to let you know, if you don't eat any energy, carbs, fruit, or superfoods with it, you can use whole eggs. You don't need to necessarily do egg whites, but egg white would be great for weight loss, right? So this is a cup of baby spinach, a tablespoon of water, 1 teaspoon of MCT oil, 3 egg whites, a teaspoon of a sprinkle of reduced fat Parmesan cheese, and a 1/4 cup of low fat cottage cheese. Wow. Okay. So maybe I did need to look up omelet because I'm not that fancy. I scramble the eggs. I put it in a pan until it cooks. I sprinkle in the appropriate cheese, and I put in a little bit of turkey deli meat, and boom, I have my omelet. Or I'll make a spinach omelet. But that's kind of cool. I bet it would taste good with all those extra little things in there that I don't normally do. And you can, that's a -2 on the weight loss meter. And we're going to add this to the grocery list. And let's go back and have a look at that other omelet. Now we're going to go and on Friday night, we're going to talk about WOW challenges, WOW, W-O-W. And one of them is called Kim's Cheesy Challenge. And Travis named that after me because one time we were doing a challenge where he was telling people to send him what they liked, and he would come up with a WOW challenge and name it after them. So we kind of had fun with that one time. And so Kim's Cheesy Challenge has you're eating 2 omelets and a meal replacement. That's a pretty good day. And this one, you've got your egg whites, 4 to 6 spears of asparagus, a 1/2 cup of spinach, a 1/4 cup of zucchini squash, a 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, cayenne pepper, black pepper, turmeric powder, and MCT oil. So I'm not that fancy. With an omelet, eggs, and whatever I want to go in there. But this sounds very chefy or foodie. So if you are a chef and you're reading that and you're going, yeah, I'm just not a chef, so I don't understand why all of that is important. But I'm sure it's for taste. I'm sure it's for taste. Then you can look at directions and descriptions, and we could even ask Giselle about it because it says that it was submitted by her. And there are some other suggestions right there, which are good. Okay, and it's a -3 on the weight loss meter as compared to that other one, it was a -2. While we're here, I'm going to show one last thing. We're going to go right here to the breakfast. If you are having people over for like Christmas and Thanksgiving and all this one right here, this is my favorite, the best breakfast casserole. There's several, but this is my favorite. And you use 16 ounces of turkey sausage, a 1/2 a red bell pepper, or whatever colors you want to use, a 1/4 cup of onion. And y'all, I'm not into cutting up bell peppers. I'm not into cutting up onions. I go to Ingles and they cut it up for me. I've learned how to make those things happen. You can egg whites, 2 cups of Kroger Carb Master or fat-free Fairlife milk, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of dry mustard, 2 cups of fat-free cheddar cheese, and 6 slices of Category 2 bread. Now, see right here on the Category 2 bread, they're making a suggestion of Lewis Healthy Life. Technically, you can use any Category 2 that's approved. My favorite Category 2 bread normally is the Sara Lee 45 calorie. Well, I was making this breakfast and I went in to buy the Sara Lee 45 calorie and they did not have it. They were out, but they had the Nature's Own Keto Life bread and I bought it because it's approved. It's Category 2. And I don't normally enjoy that for sandwiches, but I made it with this. I actually preferred the breakfast casserole with that loaf bread over the other. Isn't it funny how you can find these new things? So with sandwiches, I like the Sara Lee. With the breakfast casserole, I like this one. I think the reason is that Keto Life bread is kind of heartier. It's a little bit thicker bread. And all of this stuff, like the egg whites and the milk and everything, just soaked up so nicely in it. And I think it was just a heartier meal with that one. But you know, this is the type thing that you just kind of figure out. And honestly, I found it out by accident. You know what? I would have completely enjoyed it with the Sara Lee. Wouldn't have even thought anything about it. I just remember eating it going, why is this thing just so good? Why is this so good? And I thought, what was different? And in the process of elimination, I figured out that I had bought a different bread that time. But this thing is good. I even keep this turkey sausage in my refrigerator pretty much all the time now because it is a category 4 protein plus fat, and I'll just throw it into my omelet, just a little bit of it, you know, like a quarter of a cup, not much, and eat an omelet with it. So let's just add that to my grocery list. Click add, and we're going to head back over to Fast Track. And so the point of that exercise, Michelle, I like the Nature's Own Keto Life. That was it. Yeah, the Nature's Own Keto Life one. That's the one I like for the breakfast casserole. And you can make that for Christmas for your family. It's be good, or when people come over. Okay, so the point of doing that activity, you're welcome, is to just familiarize yourself with the recipe library, add a few to the grocery list. So I'm going to check both of those off because we did both of those things. So the very last task on this lap is to check out your created grocery list. Each grocery list can be customized before going shopping. When a full recipe is added to the grocery list, it adds every item needed. You might already have some staples at home. When you look at your grocery list, you can edit the items you don't need to purchase at the store. Notice how each item in the grocery list is listed by category. Isn't this amazing? So literally another layer of education. They don't leave anything to chance, which is great. All right, so I clicked there. It took me to my grocery list, and I just need to click on Kroger. There's all of the stuff that I added to my grocery list. It put everything that's a lean protein in the lean protein. I just love this. Everything that's in fibers, carb in there, everything that's in energy, carb, protein plus fat, superfood, and so forth. Listed all the condiments out by condiment, freebies by freebies, spices and seasonings, and cooking oils. Okay, so let's say that I'm scanning through this list and I think, okay, yep, I need all that category 1. I need all that category 2. You might actually go, no, you know what? I've got Carb Quick at home. If you already have it at home, we'll leave it in this list for now because let's say you need some more. We'll leave it there. Kidney beans, pinto beans. Okay, I need those. I need all of those. We come down here to condiments. You're like, okay, yeah, I need all of those. Come over here to the freebies. You're like, okay, I need that. Let's say you get to spices and seasonings though, and you go, no, I've got salt at home. I don't need any more. And you've got black pepper at home. And you've got salt and pepper at home. So I just removed that. It just eliminates something from my list. I don't know if you're like me, but when I'm looking at a grocery list, I like those things to be marked off my list and leaving my list. So I just took those things off. Okay, so let's say this is what I need. I need all of this from the grocery store. I can click print right here, and I can print this and take it to the grocery store and check off the boxes. But let's say that all of a sudden I'm in here and I'm like, oh, you know what? My husband, he has been asking for that Halo Top. I clicked add to grocery items. It takes me to the food library. Let me put in Halo Top and find it. And let's just say this time I'm going to get the Halo Top ice cream pops. Click there, add to my grocery list. And let's just see where it landed. Right there. It landed right there under snacks. So there we go. Now, I do want to show you something that I do. I have my, okay, so when we create this, this is on the website. I can print it. I'm not a big printer of things, but I am let me let me add everything to my phone that I go to regularly. So I have a Shibboleth folder, and I got all kinds of things in my Shibboleth folder. One of them is a shortcut to the grocery lists. Hopefully you can see this. So see how it pulled up my grocery list? I can click on Kroger right there, and it is pulling up that exact list that I'm looking at on my computer is right there. So when I'm in the grocery store and I put center cut lean pork chops in my buggy, I can click that minus button and remove it from my list. And this is very pleasing to me because if my list is getting smaller, I know I have less looking around in the grocery store to do. So this is how I use the grocery list right here. I save it as a shortcut on my phone and pull all my Shibboleth shortcuts into a folder. So I have my timing chart as a shortcut. I have the food library, the recipe library, and the restaurant guide all as separate shortcuts. I have my referral link as a shortcut. I don't know if y'all know this, but you each have your own personal referral link. So if you wanted a friend to do this lifestyle alongside you, you can send them your referral link. What do you get for sending them your referral link? You get 5% of whatever the membership cost was. You get that in a gift certificate to use on the Shibboleth store. Whether you are in person or whether you shop online, you get 5%. So that's a good reason to refer people. So what I did was I clicked on my profile button. There's my profile picture, and there's a blue menu right here. Right here where it says referrals, if you click there, over here on the right-hand side, it says your referral link, and there. So I've saved that as a shortcut on my phone. And that way, when I'm out and about and somebody wants this, I just go to it. Watch. Okay, so here I am. I go to it. I click there. It opens it up. And then down at the bottom, I can hit that little send button. And it'll ask me how I want to send it. Do I want to send it via text or Facebook or however? And boom, somebody's got the link. So I save it as a favorite. And if you look right up here in my favorites bar, this right here, that's if I'm just on the computer and somebody wants me to send it to them, I'll just send it to them right there. And if you even want us to, you can video yourself a special message to your friends. And when you click here, we can upload that, and it could be a special message from you to your friends about why they should do the Shibboleth lifestyle. So that's kind of a little fun thing. So once you've checked out your created grocery list, and I would even say save the link to your home screen on your phone, those kind of things, then you can check that box and you will have completed lap 4. You will have completed lap 4. We've got a few minutes. Does anybody have any questions about lap 4 or lap 3 or lap 2? Do we have any questions about anything that you might have done or needed to do this week? For those of you who got started this week, oh, let me show you one other thing. When you're on your phone, do you see that little black button up here? You get that little menu. Referrals is right there too. And that'll pull up that same thing. You just got to scroll down to where it says your referral link. Okay, does anybody have any questions I can answer right here? If not, we'll hop off. Let's see. Can you briefly explain how to get the list on your phone? Yes. So what you do is you go to, I'll take this off. You go to your browser, just wherever you're searching. You may even already have Shibboleth saved as a favorite on your phone, but if not, go to whatever browser you use. Go to www.myshibboleth.com, and then you go ahead and log in with your username and password. At that point, you'll go into that green resources tab. Once you've clicked on the green resources tab, you click on the grocery lists. It's not grocery store search, it's grocery lists. So once you've clicked there, I'll get back there because I want to show you. On a phone, sorry, I had to mirror that because it was bothering me. It wasn't showing up right and I wasn't able to show this properly. So once you get there, okay, so I'm in my grocery list. Y'all see where it says my grocery lists? This is not part of the Shibboleth website. If you're, I don't know about an Android. However, an Android is saved to your home screen and that's what you do. But on an iPhone, you've got that little square with the arrow coming out of it. You touch it and then you scroll up and you see where it says add to home screen. You can add it to the home screen. When you click add to home screen, you don't have to just accept whatever list, whatever name they wanted to call it right there. You can call it whatever you wanted to. And I just called it my grocery list, which I left that one in there. So on an iPhone, that's how you save things to your home screen. It's this button back down here. Now, sometimes, like for example, when I start scrolling up on a page, that little stuff at the bottom of an iPhone goes away. But look what's happened. Look what happens when I scroll down. It comes back. So it's there on an iPhone. So I hope that helps, Cheryl. Does that help, Cheryl? But you can do that with good. You can do that with anything. So that's why I have 4 pages of folder stuff with my Shibboleth website, because I don't want to click around in the website. I just want to be able to click one time and go to that. So anytime I figure out that I'm going to a spot on the website regularly, I just go ahead and save it to my home screen. That way, one click and I'm there. So that's what I do. Okay, one last thing. If you are brand new and you have not done lap 1 and lap 2, I don't actually take a night and go over. Good, Sue. Awesome. I don't actually take a night and go over lap 1 and 2 with you, because really this is kind of some housekeeping type stuff, but there's a tutorial for you to use. But this is where you're going to find your welcome packet and guidelines and a lot of great stuff. So y'all need to trust the lap system. And the 14 little videos, they're just part of the lap system. The full lap system is lap 1, lap 2, lap 3, all the way through lap 7. So I go over lap 3 through 7 with you all, but lap 1 and 2, you actually just need to do on your own. If you ever miss a webinar, it's housed right here. See right here where it says watch the daily fast track webinars, there are 7. I just put them right there, okay? All right, well, we're going to hop off tonight, and there is not a webinar after this tonight. We are going to put a hold on those for the moment while we revamp some things, and we'll come back with new things in a little bit. But every single night, y'all will have the fast track. You can invite your friends to watch fast track with you. First class with Shibboleth is always free, so people can see what they would be getting for their money. And it's worth every single penny. And if you are not a member, you can get your membership at shibbolethdeals.com. Shibbolethdeals.com. There will be a blank in there for you to write how you heard about Shibboleth. So if it was an actual human being, please write in their first and last name, not friend, mom, coworker, because we don't know who they are. All right. Well, I hope you all have a blessed night. I'll see you in the morning for the Shibby Show, and I will see you back here tomorrow night for lap 5 of Fast Track. Bye, everybody.